one of the more recent conventions that I have been to, I want to say it was a Steel City, and my one friend is really big into getting autographs. I think it's fun, and if I'm going to meet someone, I'll get the autograph, but it's not like I have to get X person's autograph. And Meatloaf was there, and he was like, "Oh man, I kind of want to have Meatloaf sign something." And he's like, "I'll find one of those like reaction figures from Rocky Horror Picture Show. Maybe I'll have him sign that." He's like, "No, I'll just get him next time."
He died.
Yeah. There was no next time. Because we were assholes on the way home, we're all like, "Well, what if he dies?"
Jay.
I know. But the thing is, we do it every single convention because he's a lunatic, and he like, "Oh, I should have got it. I should just spent the fucking money and got it, blah, blah, blah." And so we do that every time. And oops, we were right once.
Happy Sunday, Jay.
How are you?
I'm good. It's a beautiful Sunday. It's like 67 degrees up here in gorgeous Cleveland, Ohio. Yeah, we took the boys on a really long walk, so they are completely swiped, and I am stoked about it. So hopefully we can have a pretty quiet record on my end. How about you? How are you enjoying this odd March warm day?
I went grocery shopping and I started meal prepping.
Hey, that's a good start to the week, sir.
At least while I was meal prepping, I could look outside and be like, "Wow, it's really nice looking outside." I did take June for a nice walk around the neighborhood last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did she have fun with that?
She did. And actually, I made Lee go with me, and Em decided to come along as well. Although
cool.
Bikes, so they didn't walk with me, but they would like, go like 4 houses down and then drive
and
back.
Then wait. Yep.
So they weren't really with me, but it was nice that they like kind of.
Dad and his girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Every
super
time
cute.
I ask Lee to do anything, and they're like, "Okay." I'm like, "All right, I haven't lost you yet."
That's really sweet. Look at you. Dad's still holding on. Yeah. Well, Jay, today is a very, very special Sunday, other than the fact that it's beautiful out. Why is today a special Sunday?
Scary Movie Club Day.
It is Scary Movie Club Day. And we have, in my opinion, one of the most exciting guests. She is the founder of the Akron Horror Hounds. Please welcome Alina.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we are super excited. And Alina, what wonderful movie did you bring us?
Scream. 1996, Wes Craven, starring Neve Campbell, Drew Barrymore, Skeet Ulrich, Matthew Lillard. Doing it right now.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. We are so excited. So, hey, I'm Victoria.
Hi, I'm Jay.
Hi, I'm Alina.
Welcome to the Scary Movie Club. We got it. It made it.
Goddamn club, all right.
This is so cool. I'm so excited. Last week, as everyone knows, we did Scream 2 because we were starting off, we were into week 2 of our final girl series. And then last week, at the wonderful idea of me, I was like, we're going to keep rocking with the greatest final girl, in my opinion, horror history, Miss Neve Campbell. And so not only did we agree on that, I forced Jay to do it, but we got someone else to come in and also agree with me on it. And so now we have Alina just bringing in one of the greatest movies, the start of the Scream franchise, and the star on screen, Drew Barrymore.
I love this opening. I don't know how many times I've seen it, how many times I'll just go to YouTube just to watch this scene. This long shot of her going back into the house, the popcorn, the smoke.
It's the perfect 90s horror opener. So you're here, the Akron Horror Hounds community. Alina is wonderful. Every Sunday, she does kind of a watch along of amazing choice horror movies. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So the club, as I pitch it to everyone who would give me 2 seconds to hear me out. I'm like, okay, so we'll do in-person events like going to the movies together, watching Halloween Kills or Scream 5, like in the theater together. And then afterwards or beforehand, we'll go get drinks, appetizers, talk about what we're excited for, what kills work, whatever. And then we'll do online events. So yeah, every Sunday, just like you said, we'll do a movie, and I'm trying to get as many different varieties of movies as possible. So tonight, I'm doing Ginger Snaps, which I've never seen. Have you guys seen it or heard of it?
He has. I have not. I am an avid doesthedogdie.com visitor.
Yes.
And I do know that Ginger Snaps has a lot of scenes in it that, for me personally, I can't handle.
All right. That has happened before, that there's a lot of movies I haven't seen. Like, I love horror, and I feel like a lot of the modern horror that this movie really put me on the track to fall in love with. But there's a lot of like before Scream movies that weren't the main three or four franchises of Freddy, Jason, Chucky, Michael Myers that I haven't seen. I just haven't been exposed to yet. And that's one of the greatest thing with the Sunday night movie watch alongs, is getting to watch movies for my first time with people who already love them. Yeah. And we watched The Thing, and Beautiful. It was so great. I was like sitting here, like shoulders shrugged, chin down to my chest, like fingers over my eyes, like the whole time, like what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck. But in the very beginning, there's a man chasing the dog with like a sniper rifle. And I'm like, hold on, I'm just going to go to the doesthedogdie.com. And like everyone in chat was like, no, don't get spoiled. And I was like, that was mostly a joke. That doesn't bode well. Okay.
And the thing is, I don't think that doesthedogdie.com spoil anything. I think it just helps those who know their limits. And it's like, here, I still want to experience this, but there are some things that I would just rather know ahead of time to just kind of go like this too, like put a hand up over the eyes just for a moment. Cause it's like, again, I love horror. I can watch someone getting cut up and beheaded all day long. But as soon as you kill the dog, we're going to have a sit down. We're going to have a talk.
The dog whimper. Like if you could just PG-13ify any movie where, instead of like, the killer slits their throat and it gushes blood, and then you PG-13ify it, and it's like they slit their throat and they crumple to the ground all nicely, like nothing happened, and now they're asleep. If you could do that with dogs, like, oh, okay, and then we're going to, oh, look, the dog's sleepy time now. Who knows?
Right.
That whimper, I would be on board with that.
Yes, I 100% agree. It is the whimper. It's the whimper that ruins the whole thing for you. You know what I mean? It just, as soon as you hear it, you're like, no, I hate this now. Like,
I surprised at the time my girlfriend, now my wife, Vanessa, and my friend Dan with Cannibal Holocaust.
Ooh,
that's on my to-do list because it's
so that movie features very real, like legit, actual animal killing. And not just like once or twice, a couple times. And so they film with a legitimate native tribe, and the tribe does use those animals for food, and they are killing them for food. But in the movie, I forget if it's presented as sacrifice or not in the movie, or if they're just presenting it as food. But either way, they just legitimately show it, and it's fucking awful. And I knew it was in there because I had seen it before. They did not know, and at the time I didn't even think about like warning them. So Dan is not a horror fan in general, and so getting him to sit down for it, period, was a lot. And at one point he was like, you motherfucker.
Oh yeah. If we were dating at that point, I think we would have been like fighting. Maybe like if I was Vanessa at that time, I would have been like, you know what, we're gonna have a week break. I just need a week. Give me some time to not be so upset by what I just saw. So we introduced that we are doing Scream this week. Now, me personally, I am streaming this on a DVD because your girl loves her DVDs. Jay, where are you streaming this on?
I am streaming it on Paramount Plus.
Me as well. And Paramount Plus.
Cool. So yeah, you can stream this through Amazon Prime with the Paramount Plus add-on, or if you just want the Paramount Plus app, you can do that as well. So we did talk a little bit about the opening. So let's really dive in here. So what we saw for the opening of Scream is the most magnificent Drew Barrymore, who is also the cover of this movie, that Alina is wearing the most awesome shirt ever that she made herself. Yes, it has Drew Barrymore's face on it. You get your really amazing 90s opener. It's a girl at home. She's making some popcorn. She answers the phone, and it's some creep.
And it's a really scary opening scene.
It is a really scary opening scene. It's a dog playing with their food, man.
Yeah, it's a really long opening scene.
Yeah, I agree. I'd say the opener and then the final like climax scene. I mean, the final climax scene is like 42. It's 42 minutes in the movie.
Yeah,
and it took 21 days to film. So yeah, it is really in depth and detailed.
The mother hearing the death gurgles on the phone, the death gurgles of her own daughter.
Oof,
gets me every time.
Yeah.
Love it.
It is super scary too, because what do you think? You're going to call, like, that's your first instinct to call the police. So yeah, of course you would go to the phone, and then all of a sudden when you start hearing like your daughter's gurgles, like, oh my God, I can hear her. And then you just hear the plop, plop, plop. You're like, oh my God, that's traumatizing. It's horrible.
And then for Casey Becker to see her parents on their way, to see the car coming, she's like, safety's, and she got away. She got out of the house. She was able to hit one in the face with the phone, which I'd heard and didn't back up that might have been Wes Craven when she hit him in the face.
I do appreciate how, and Jay and I talked about this when we did the Scream 2, how humanized the ghost face killer is, because you can watch him trip, you can hear him get hit. You know what I mean? It's not your typical like super strength killer who can survive anything, who doesn't trip, who doesn't fall, who can outsmart like wherever you're going. Like, dude's jumping through windows and tripping over furniture, and you can hear him go oof and ah and all these things, and I think it makes it for a more believable killer.
Yeah, they actually had a difficult time figuring out exactly what level of kind of buffoonery to let the killer
buffoonery have.
Yeah,
that's a
because
good
they
one.
were worried about making him too goofy almost, and so there was actually one scene that they cut out where Sydney hit the killer in the head with something like a picture, and it was just too comical, so they're like, that's too much for us.
Sure.
So they cut that out.
So right now we are now introduced to our wonderful final girl, Miss Nev Campbell, and her boyfriend, Billy Loomis. But rewinding a little bit, Drew Barrymore was actually originally cast to play Sidney Prescott. And I feel like, I don't know. How would you feel? How would you feel having Drew Barrymore as your final girl? Do you think that the franchise would have had the gumption to stay on?
I lean no, just because I don't like Drew Barrymore.
Well, all right. We started the digging early. Yeah. Shit.
I've never been a huge fan of her as an actress, honestly.
Well,
I don't think she has range.
I love Nev Campbell in the role, so it's hard for me to see like Drew Barrymore's, how would her face be in this scene? How would she be saying this line? And that's hard for me to really see and enjoy, because I like this one. Yes. I can't imagine it in a parallel universe, but I like this one.
I agree. It would be hard to like seeing this scene with Skeet Ulrich and everything and trying to imagine Drew Barrymore doing this. Like, well, can you imagine a PG-13 relationship? To me, like, it wouldn't be as wholesome if it was Drew Barrymore. Drew Barrymore has a very like beautiful, she's very beautiful girl. She's a very beautiful woman. And in the beginning, I think she's got full lips. She's got really beautiful pouty eyes. She's got a cute haircut. To me, she like wouldn't be as believable as just like this very innocent, like daddy's girl type of girl. Like, I feel like Nev Campbell really hit that nail on the head. Especially in this scene where she like does this cute little like pure laughter and she just flashed her boyfriend. Like, like, would you settle for a PG-13 relationship? And honestly, I had seen Scary Movie 1 before I had seen Scream 1. And so watching that and knowing that scene with Anna Faris where she does, would you settle for a PG-13 relationship? And she opens her dress and it's just a man's very hairy chest. And then dude falls out of the tree. Like, that was my introduction to this. And so when I watch this scene now, it's like, it's a cute little scene, but like, that's where my head goes immediately. It's just all of a sudden Anna Faris opening her chest to a man's hairy tits and dude falls out of the tree.
Drew Barrymore just always sounds like she's either just starting an acid trip or just coming off of one. That's how everything out of her mouth sounds. And so even when she was terrified in that scene, she was fantastic, but I still felt like the next thing I know, she's going to take me on an ayahuasca trip. So I have a hard time with her.
Okay. Yeah. Fair, sir. Fair. Alina, is there in this movie, do you think you would survive?
I've been thinking about that a lot. because I know you guys debate this.
Yep.
You debate against each other. Would we survive? And maybe, like, it depends.